Hello world, and welcome back to another behind the scenes video. In this video we made, and so I worked with my one of my kids, and there he is right there. Plays a alien, or just a curious kid looking for aliens. And it wasn't really much of a plan. It was just kind of like, okay, let's do something. And so these audio tracks here, I just went into Logic Pro, tried to find something that sounded interesting, and then, just export the clip. And then I just dragged into DaVinci. Didn't have a script, so with the shots here, I just had Orson. He's looking at my monitor here. And I kind of told him, I'm like, you're looking like grainy alien footage. And then over here, it's like, oh, he's an alien. I was just kind of laying on the floor looking up. And in post, I made the colors red. But I thought this was kind of cool. I mean, he's got hair and stuff, so it doesn't match up to the alien. If we go back over here, you can see he's kind of bald and has a skinny neck. But this is just the emoji. So that's the one thing I didn't. So I'll get into this background here. It's just a compound clip, open in timeline, with just 3 layers, and these 2 backgrounds here are just backgrounds that DaVinci has, and then you can noodle around with them, and do different things. And then I just took this, which like I said, is the emoji, and you can see it moving around like that. I just kind of gave it random values to move it around. And that I actually had to do in Pixelmator, because when I tried to just make a text, go into the add a text and then add an emoji, it didn't work in DaVinci, so it doesn't render emojis, I guess. So I did this in Pixelmator and popped it out as a PNG file that I then animated. But anywho, other than that, the film wasn't done. Well, and then the sounds were in Logic. I was like, other than that, everything's done in DaVinci, except this and that sound, and I had to make a PNG of this little emoji. But I made a compound clip so I could kind of add my backgrounds and animate my stuff, and then I could just go to that clip and go and add some lens flare, which is this, I think it looks like the sun, kind of, and you got the little ring, partial ring there. I liked it. And then I also gave it a camera shake, because I thought, it's like the footage you see where it's like shaky and like, oh shit, what's that? And then I wanted to give it some damage. It says custom, but I just used the security camera, and then I just changed I took this off because I found that ugly, so I took that off. But I think that's all I did for this. They've got several presets here, so could be fun in the future. Yeah, and then that's really the only effect shot. I added like a little zoom kind of cut, I guess, and then I thought flash to white, and then I just picked this font because it fit inside this circular thing. So fun little shoot. Not much to it, but I'm gonna try to work on writing scripts now, especially since I'm using my kids. I'm like, hey kids, you want to be in movies? Like, yeah. But gotta come up with something, because we're just making stuff up on the day, on like the shot. Like I'm like, oh, you're acting like, oh my gosh, you just saw proof of what you're looking for or something. So good responses, I think. Just really made up as it went. There's also a couple this shot handheld, and this shot is handheld. Let's see, the rest of them are on tripod, and then this shot, of course, I added camera shake to make it look handheld or in a plane or something. I don't know. The handheld shots were really just me being lazy, not wanting to adjust and move the tripod all over. But or not entirely. This last shot, my tripod couldn't get that low, so I'm laying on the floor in that shot. But yeah, pretty decent-ish short. I'm going to try to work on getting a little bit longer, a couple minutes, and a little bit more story. A lot of my videos are just like, it's like person saw something. It's, not much. Anywho, hopefully this was somewhat helpful. I do like compound clips. I've used them now twice, I think, recently. At first I thought I was going to use Fusion for this, but it's really easy in the timeline just to make something this simple. But that's it for this behind the scenes. Hopefully you enjoyed the short. Ta-ta.